Elon Musk just dropped some bombshells about Tesla stock, and you as a Tesla investor need to know about it. I'm so pumped, I don't want to waste any more time, so smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get down to it. Let's go! Shout out to Silicon Valley for getting him on the X takeover interview because there was a lot of juicy stuff spilled, so I'm gonna let it play for you, the important parts, and then break it down. Let's do this.
You know, I do feel like maybe that Tesla's kind of in a phase right now, like similar to what NVIDIA was in before NVIDIA stock went bananas.
So looking at NVIDIA stock, it peaked in November of 2021, which is kind of odd because that's when Tesla peaked as well. Then it continued to go all the way down until October 14th or around November 2022, a solid 1 year of just downturn. Like it went down literally 66%, 2/3 it went down. Then what happened? It roared up like nobody ever saw, almost 1,000%. People call this the NVIDIA moment, the moment where Tesla should have any day now. But this was NVIDIA's moment, and this is what Elon Musk is referring to. And what exactly he's referring to is the phase right here at the bottom right here. If we zoom out of Tesla stock, we can see that that's what it looks like here for NVIDIA, for Tesla right now. As soon as he's saying unsupervised or people recognize Tesla's AI or full self-driving, we can see a massive hockey stick go up like this, and I couldn't agree more. The reason why I'm all into Tesla stock is for this reason: the Robotaxi and full self-driving. And here's the thing. You see how NVIDIA is holding up because their earnings justify it? That's when Tesla's earnings will justify that run up. So that's the sheesh moment. It's good to know that he sees Tesla stock like that because he sees the value with full self-driving unsupervised. I'm just so excited, man. I love it when CEOs come out and talk about these things because they know. They flipping know.
It really goes to show like the value of any kind of AI, a company that is strong in AI, it's just going to be crazy, and it will dwarf the value of companies that do not have advanced AI.
Absolutely. Who has right now real world AI data? Who has it? It's Tesla. There's nobody else who has this data except for Tesla. It's not Waymo, it's not Baidu, it's not freaking BYD, none of these guys. None. It's Tesla. They are the only AI company out there that has this much data of real world AI. Which is insane. And just like Elon said that, hey, AI is going to be crazy and dwarf the value of companies that don't have advanced AI. Sheesh. But he doesn't stop there. He continues and talks about how robotaxis can bring a lot of value to Tesla. Check it out.
You know, a typical passenger car is about 10 hours of use a week. It's called like an hour and a half a day for 7 days, so it's about 10 hours. But if it's autonomous, it could be used 100 hours a week. Now, I'm not sure what the average usage would be, but average usage in autonomous mode might be 50 hours. But certainly it could be used 100 hours of 168 hours a week. So that would be a 10x increase in the productivity of the car. It costs the same. If you just do the basic math on that, it's like, okay, now you go from like, I don't know, 25% margins to 90% margins. It's insane.
10 times the output. Imagine overnight the car can do 10 times the output of what it can do with the same costs. Margins will go from 25% as high as 90%. I have mine around 60 or 70 to 80% around there. But the numbers get nutty. I've already broken this down in a video over here. You guys can check it out, how robotaxis and just full self-driving can really change the game. But I'll link the robotaxi one here and just an NVIDIA moment for Tesla when that'll happen because it does cover that. But it's insane. It's insane. But he doesn't stop there. It gets more juicier, guys. Check it out.
Revenue share with the customers, and so the owners of the cars, I think, would earn quite a bit more than the lease cost or financing cost of the car when it's in autonomous mode. Yeah, but if you just think of asset utilization efficiency and you go from 10 hours a week of a car to 50 or 100 hours a week, and it's the same car, it's the biggest explosion in value maybe ever.
So he pointed out two things, but first things first, he said that owners who have their vehicles robotaxi can make a little bit more than the leased amount or the financed amount on the monthly payment, which is actually pretty cool because if you're buying cars or these vehicles do robotaxi, you're essentially getting free vehicles. I mean that's crazy. You're just buying the robotaxi will pay for itself, and then some. It'll pay you. So that is crazy. I mean, we'll see how this thing will actually come out and execute and perform. We'll see that, but if this robotaxi, or when this robotaxi does become a mainstream thing, and they allow every Tesla owner to do it. Now here's the thing, I don't think it's going to be every Tesla owner. There's going to be some, because prior to this, in this interview, Elon said pretty much all of them could do robotaxis, but realistically, a couple of months ago, he said some of them would, because Tesla will have their own robotaxi dedicated fleet. So we'll wait to see how this will be and what are the eligibilities and how many people who have Teslas can opt in to be part of the fleet. But that's not the point. That's just, figuring out how many robotaxis will be on the road, because Tesla will have their own fleet. I'm not really concerned about that, because Tesla will have their own fleet. But what's crazy is the second point he said here, is that asset utilization efficiency from 10 hours a week to 5,200 hours a week with the same car with the same cost is the biggest explosion in value ever. And I 100% agree. This is when Tesla, with a snap of a finger, will say, all right, anyone with a Tesla can become a robotaxi. Right? And again, as I mentioned, point one, we don't know how many of them can be, but they can be. And if they can't become a robotaxi, those who have Teslas can opt in for full self-driving. They can pay $100 a month, $200 a month. Now imagine you have tens of millions of these vehicles on the road. Just overnight, how much money is gonna be just generated? How much money Tesla's gonna print? It's gonna be flipping a flipping moment. Sheesh!
Unsupervised full self-driving, that looks like if it doesn't happen later this year, it seems extremely likely to happen next year. If you just plot the points in the curve of miles between interventions, that number is improving dramatically.
Now here we go again with the timeline that Elon gives. We know that, Elon's guess is not the best. He says that if it doesn't happen later this year, it's extremely likely it'll happen next year. Now, I do believe that now, because he's been saying that every single year. I didn't believe that. But now, looking at 12.5 and all these other, versions coming out, it looks freaking like magic. It's crazy. So maybe we will see something. And the fact that we're getting a Robotaxi event this year, October 10th, I'm pretty sure if they're going to unveil it now, they're not going to delay it for 4 years like they did with Cybertruck, because that's not good. I'm assuming that once they bring it or showcase it on the Robotaxi event, I think I'm going to give it an 18-month deadline, if not even 12 months for it to come out and actually start doing some things. Even if it's geofence, it doesn't matter. So I could see it happening late 2025 for this full, which is exciting, man. It's flipping exciting. I'm excited, man. Let's flipping go. Smash that like button if you're excited too. But this is flipping awesome. And to add to that, he says that miles between interventions are improving drastically, and that is true. If you follow Whole Mars on X and other like AI Driver and others on other accounts on X, you can see that, I'm driving from point A to point B without any intervention. And here's the thing. If we eliminate interventions, it's finished. It's there, which is insane. So that was the full self-driving stuff. Then he goes on and talks about the bot, and this is what he had to say about it, which again, it's insane.
The Optimus numbers are they're like so mind-blowing that you're like, is this real? Because I actually think the market for humanoid robots is in excess of 10 billion units, like more than the number of humans, because people will each want one, and then there'll be others that are involved in industry and stuff. If they do sell even at volume for $20,000, that's 20 trillion. So it's like, this is bananas numbers, It's just really, really nuts. I should say 200 trillion. That's why I wonder, what does money even mean at that point, Like I said, they're so profound that they will be recognized, assuming we do them, we have to actually do them, they will be recognized 100 years from now, maybe 1,000 years from now, as fundamental milestones in civilization. That's the level of significance we're talking about here.
Now on this channel, I do say that Optimus and the bots do hurt my brain, and shout out to CERN for actually explaining to me on how it can actually work. You guys can check out the video here, him explaining it to me, how the bots could actually, come to life and actually really become a reality. And just like how he said here, Elon said, the numbers get really nutty, and it gets to a point where it's like, man, can this really happen? And even till today, I'm sitting here saying, can this actually happen? He's talking about 10 billion units, each selling for 20,000, which is 200 trillion dollar industry. I don't know, dude. Like how much of that is going to be Tesla, right? Is it going to be 10%, 20%, 30%? And if that's the case, we're now talking about Tesla being valued over 10 trillion. And he did say in the shareholder meet that Tesla can be worth upwards of 30 trillion. Which is like more than the 30x from now. You know what I mean? Which is insane. It's crazy. Then he ends off by saying that FSD and Optimus will be recognized in 100 years from now as a fundamental milestone in civilization. Here's the thing, guys. In 50 years' time, 60 years' time, Don't you want to be part of this? Like, don't you want to be part of a company that reached a milestone of full self-driving and Optimus and bots? It's flipping crazy. And that's why I'm saying, guys, we are early. If you're a Tesla investor, you're early. Today, you're early. I don't care what the naysayers and the shorts and the bears got to say. They're short-minded. They're short flipping minded. We are early. And if you guys want an in-depth how and why we're early, check out this video right here. This was, I mean, there was more bombshells in this meeting, but this was the main thing and something that I really cared about, and I'm pretty sure you guys cared about too. But there's other bombshells as well. Maybe I can do another video of that. But check that video out, why we're so early. This was a sheesh video. Subscribe. Get your I Bought the Dep t-shirt. Use that discount code RIPSHORTS to get 10% off. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Love y'all. See ya.